Sairam to you all, dear children. Today I will be explaining to you about conductors and insulators. Right? So today I will be discussing with you all the chapter entitled Conductors and Insulators. So, chapter name is Conductors and Insulators, Class 6, Subject Science, Part 1, Chapter 6. Now, what are conductors? First, let us understand. So, before understanding what are conductors, first we should know what is electricity, right? And who was the person who first used the word electricity? The word electricity was used by the scientist William Gilbert for the first time. The word electricity was used by the scientist William Gilbert for the first time. Then, physicist named James Prescott Joule proved that electricity is a form of energy. So, Joule proved that electricity is a form of energy. Okay. So, electric current. What is electric current? Motion of electrically charged particles through a wire is called electric current. Motion of electrically charged particles means flow of electrically charged particles through a wire is called electric current. I repeat, flow of electrically charged particles through a wire is called electric current. The substances which allow electric particles to flow through them are called conductors. The substances which allow electric current to flow through them are called conductors. Example, copper, iron, etc. etc. So, in metals like copper, iron, electricity flows through them, right? Electricity flows through copper, electricity flows through iron, and there are many more such metals through which the electricity flows, right? So, these are conductors. Okay. Then, so what are conductors? Substances that allow the flow of electric current through them are conductors, right? And metals are all conductors. Now, let us look at the experiment. Let us study the experiment in detail. Where from do we get electricity? We get electricity by various sources, namely dry cells, generators, or some of the sources of electricity. So, dry cell, generators, battery, or some of the sources of electricity. So, dry cells, battery, generators, etc. are some of the sources of electricity. That means sources. What do we mean by sources of electricity? Sources are the ones from which electricity can be generated or produced. So, we get electricity by various sources, namely dry cell, battery, generators. So now, let us take a new cell and a small bulb. Okay. Put the bulb on the cell. So we will be putting the bulb on the cell. Okay. As shown in the figure. I will show you the figure also. I will take you through the figure. Just listen to the explanation first. So we will be taking a cell. Okay. And we will be placing a bulb on the cell. After placing the bulb on the cell, what is our observation? Let us see. The bulb does not glow. The bulb does not glow. What is the reason for the bulb not glowing? Why the bulb does not glow? See, we have taken a cell. We have a cell with us and we have placed bulb on the cell. But the bulb does not glow. What is the reason? So, what we do is, we have to connect the two ends of the cell by a copper wire. We have to connect the two ends of the cell to the bulb with the help of a copper wire. So we have to connect two ends of the cell to the bulb with a copper wire. So take a piece of copper wire, connect the two ends of the cell to the bulb. So once this is done, the bulb glows. So once the two ends of the cell is connected to the bulb with the help of a copper wire or is connected by a copper wire, the bulb begins to glow. So why copper wire? Once we connect the two ends of the cells to the bulb by a copper wire, the bulb glows. Why? Because copper is a good conductor of electricity. Copper is a good conductor of electricity. Okay. So the bulb glows. This is because electricity from the cell flows through the wire and lights the bulb. So this experiment shows that just a source of electricity and device working on it are not enough to work with electricity. See, cell is a source of electricity. Okay. And here again the device is the bulb working on the cell. So just the source and the device is not enough, okay, for the bulb to glow, right? So the source of electricity must be connected to the device to get it working. Okay, sorry. So the source of electricity must be connected to the device to get it working. So here in this experiment, the source is the cell and this source has to be connected to the device which is the bulb. And what is it? What is it that is required to be connected to both of them? That is, the source means to say the cell and the bulb. It is the copper wire. So once the copper wire is connected to the cell and the bulb begins to glow. Okay. See, here is the figure. See, in the first picture, we have only the source, that is the cell, and we have placed the bulb on the cell without any connection. We have not connected anything. So the bulb does not glow. So here is the picture showing us the cell and the bulb on top. Now let us see the second figure. See, there are two ends of the cell. These two ends of the cell is connected to the bulb. These two ends of the cell is connected to the bulb here by a copper wire. And now you see the bulb is glowing. So the bulb begins to glow. So it has begun to glow. So in the first picture, what is our observation? There is a cell and there is a bulb above the cell. There is a cell and a bulb above the and bulb on the cell, not above the cell. It is on the cell. The bulb is on the cell, and no, there is no connection to the bulb. So the bulb does not glow. The bulb does not glow. But here, you see, the two ends of the cells are connected to the bulb by a copper wire. And then what happens? The bulb begins to glow. So the bulb has now begun to glow. Are you all able to see this? So this is the copper wire. So copper conducts electricity. So copper is a good conductor of electricity. Right? Now, summary of the video. First question. William Gilbert, a scientist, used the word electricity for the first time. I repeat this thing once again. William Gilbert, a scientist, used the word electricity for the first time. Second point is James Prescott Joule, who is a physicist, proved that electricity is a form of energy. Okay? James Prescott Joule proved that electricity is a form of energy, and Joule is a physicist. Third point, Thomas Alva Edison invented the electric bulb. Remember this? Thomas Alva Edison invented the electric bulb. Fourth point, flow of electrically charged particles through a wire is called electric current. So what is electric current? Flow of electrically charged particles through a wire is called electric current. Okay. Then, fifth point, the substances which allow electric particles to flow through them are called conductors. The substances which allow electric current to flow through them are called conductors. Then, sixth point, sources of electricity are dry cell, battery, generators, etc. So, what are the sources of electricity? When I say this, it means that the source is from where the electricity is produced. So, sources of electricity are dry cell. So, electricity is generated from the dry cell, battery and generators. So, these are all the sources which produce electricity. Dry cell, generator, battery are all the sources of electricity. Okay. Then, here are a few questions for you all to answer. What are electric conductors? Give examples. I repeat. What are electric conductors? Give examples. Second question. Explain with experiment the flow of electricity. I have already explained to you with a figure. So, explain with experiment the flow of electricity. Third question. Name the scientist who first used the word electricity. Right? Name the scientist who first used the word electricity. Right? And then, who invented electric bulb? Who invented electric bulb? Then, fifth question. What is electric current? Explain. What is electric current? Explain. Then, sixth question. Who proved that electricity is a form of energy? Who proved that electricity is a form of energy? Okay. Then, what are the different sources of electricity? What are the different sources of electricity? So, these are the 7 questions that you all are supposed to answer. So, I hope you will answer them well. I want every one of you to do the homework and show it to me in my next class. Okay? Sai Ram to you all, dear children.